Yo. Ooh, interesting haircut. As usual. God, it's cold today. Get moving. Yeah. Two people, how are we? The violence hitting the bag today. See if I can do it without splitting my knuckles again. Just a pain in the arse. Very painful. You have to suffer for your art. And thy art is violence. Thine art is violence? Don't know. Can't remember. Do we do some speedball to warm up? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Are you ready for some speed bag? Some speedball? Some speedness? We'll put you there and we'll go. I'll put you there and we'll go like this. Oh, one person. Tough, super tough, you know me. Toughest man alive. I don't like doing it in rap song. Yes. I find it way too slippy. I find it way too slippy. So we are on the way. I think I need 3 subscribers to get 1,000. So let's do it. What do you want to talk about? Do you need any tips for boxing? Or do you just want to be a silent watcher? Ouch. A little bit more and then we'll start punching. Punchy, punchy, punch. Ooh. Ryan, let's hit the bag. Looks about right, doesn't it? No, in about 30 seconds I'm going to complain that it's too hot with my jumper on. But it's too cold to take it off, so. Getting the old trusty gloves on. Yeah. The old faithfuls. What do we know about boxing gloves? What's your favourite boxing glove? When fisting, what's your favourite boxing glove? Mine still definitely these. Winning, amazing. What do you want to see? What do you want to do? What do you want to talk about? Have we got any boxing fans watching? Anybody been boxing today? Best punch in the world, by far, bar none. I've got a glaring issue at the minute with boxing, in the world of boxing. It's not even really about boxing, it's about boxing equipment, which I used to only care about gloves, pads, gear that you actually wear to deliver pain on people, which is still important. But now, as a gym owner, I'm more into bags and the gear itself. Okay, so Box Raw. If you know about boxing, Box Raw are probably the biggest fashion brand. Hi, how are we? Kai, is that Kai Fist? Box Raw are probably the biggest fashion brand for boxing. Everybody wears them, everybody likes them, and they're alright. In terms of clothes, they've started making equipment and an equipment range, and bags, heavy bags. Right, a bag this size for Box Raw, just because it's got the word Box Raw on it, £1,000. £1,000 for a heavy bag. Okay, this one is 100 kilos. Handmade, and it's with the stuff in. You have to self-fill it, 250 quid, okay? And it's unbelievable. But £1,000. So if I wanted to kit out this gym with the exact same gear I've got now, I'm looking at, I think it's something like £6,000. £6,000 to get 4 bags and some extra stuff. And people are paying it. What? Again, all these, and it's an important aspect of all jobs nowadays, your social media presence and all that, and having somewhere that looks Instagrammable. But I know some people I used to work with in Australia have just branched off and made their own gym, and all the bags in there are Box Raw. Wow, there's no way I'm paying that. It's an absolute con. They're ripping people off. I don't know anyone who's talking about them in like a good light. I don't know anyone who's using them saying like, yeah, they're worth the money. Fucking Box Raw. Favourite style of fighting? Morning Dave, how are we? My favourite to watch would probably be James Toney. I think, yeah, James Toney's a master. In terms of modern day, I think, although still early in his career, Itama's amazing, got some great tricks. In a way, it's great. But Foreman, James Toney, they're probably my top two. And then in terms of fighting myself, I like head movement and counter punches, with a little bit more footwork involved than sitting behind the jab. It's probably my favourite ways to go. And I also like wrestling. I like coming in. I like anywhere where I'm going to get hit or hit people. I like coming in, grappling, shoving them off, and pulling people in close to mid-range, and then on the back foot, work behind the jab and then headlock. There's don't know whether you've seen, I've uploaded a short snippet. I've got the full round actually to upload, but a snippet of, in fact I haven't uploaded the full round so you haven't seen it, but I've got a slow motion video that one of the members in here took of me sparring the other day, and I don't think there's any head movement on it, but that slow motion video, I've got the full round, which is kind of my style on the back foot. Yeah, absolutely. I think boxing, wrestling and boxing is huge. It's we do a lot of it in here. We've got a lot of guys that are very crafty on the inside and glove manipulation, framing, head position wrestling, all that stuff. We do quite a lot of that. It's a great way of boxing. Faith, how are we? I want to box, I'm just too small. No such thing as too small. There's some 5 foot boxers that are monsters. That's what weight classes are for. Got a kid, he's not a member at the minute. Got a kid in here who comes and goes, who's crafty, can hit from anywhere, can switch hit. So hit with his left foot forward, can hit with his right foot forward. Great head movement, great footwork, and he is, I think he's 55 kilos, and he's a monster. He's a weapon. Or was, he's not here in a minute. Never too small, you just got to learn different skills. Smaller can be better, absolutely. 4'2", yeah. There were weight classes for a reason. Or just for, having a laugh. Get in there, start punching stuff, you never have to compete, never have to spar. And 99% of people only do boxing for the fitness anyway, so, which is fine, that's great. We've got, so my coach, I remember the gym I was at, my coach was saying, no matter what, there'll only be 10% of your members will spar, and out of those, 10% will fight. And that's pretty much everywhere I've been, that has pretty much been the pattern. And now I own this place. We've got a member-wise, we've got a bit over 10% that's sparring. We've got a nice little group of sparrers, but only 4 or 5 of them have competed. So Yeah, it's just different. Yeah, you can't. I used to kickbox, and I've got a couple of kickboxers in here that are they're boxing to just to get their hands better, and you can't be forgiven for making they're not mistakes, but the mistakes in boxing that you can with kickboxing. So all this kind of stuff, and all like skipping your steps. Can't do any of that in boxing because you're going to get caught. It's too big a move, it's too much commitment. So it's all got to be small movements all the time. And then you can cross your feet, okay, when you know what you're doing. And there are some boxers that are phenomenally creative in their footwork. The main one, off the top of my head, that I love, Emmanuel Burton or Emmanuel Augustus. So there are ways of breaking the rules, but you really have to know the rules and feel your balance before you can start breaking them. So I've got a 14-year-old kickboxer in here at the minute, and he's sparring, and which is great with kicks because you can keep them back. Okay, but boxing it's just too much. You can't do that because we spar for an hour, if not a little bit longer. You just can't do that for an hour. It's too much, and people are too. The boxer's jab is such a weapon against all martial arts. A very, very good boxer with a very, very good jab is hard to beat, even with wrestling and all that. I found when I did, I've always had an effective jab. I found him when I was doing MMA, which was probably about a year and a half, not too long. My jab would stop a lot of takedowns just because I was the right distance away. People find it very, very difficult to close distance and get the takedown because I was keeping them at the jab. The jab's distance all the time. They'd go for a takedown, and I'd either be able to back step out of the way or sprawl and it be an effective sprawl. The jab is such a good weapon. I don't think he did. I don't think he ever did. He got screwed out of his shots a few times, but I'm not sure if he ever actually fought for one in the end. His problem was, because you look at his record and it's like 30 wins and 20 losses or something like that. But he was so gifted beyond his record, it's ridiculous. He'd just take fights that he shouldn't have been taking. I don't think he had any managerial representation, so he was just a one-man army, really. And he'd be like, Mickey Ward needs to fight tomorrow. Are you free? He's 2 weight classes above you. Yeah, I'll fight him. Then he goes there and he beats Mickey Ward, and they give it to Mickey Ward anyway. So that's his whole career, pretty much. He's a master. So good. Mayweather's self-professed hardest fighter. Yeah, I don't think he ever did win a war. Fight for mine. Who else? There's a couple who are unbelievable talent but never fought for or won a world title. Who else was it? Always a bridesmaid. I mean, you look at Chisora and White. Chisora and Dillian White. Good boxers, just in an era where they're never going to be the best. They had some very talented boxers around them. They're never going to win the major titles. Again, 10 years earlier, if they would have started their career 10 years earlier, they maybe could have been in there in the kind of David Haye, Valiev era and win a belt. But then you had Klitschko at the top, so he was hard to beat too. So who knows? Maybe always been a bridesmaid. Wilder and Chisora, I think, isn't it, this weekend? I don't know, I think Chisora, but Wilder looked pretty flat in his last fight. But then I know Chisora is retiring after this fight, so it should be it for him. Yeah, that's the other side of it, yeah. Even getting your title shot in the age of popularity making fights and not necessarily rankings. A guy who came in here and helped me launch the gym, Ricky Summers, who was the English light heavyweight champ, and never kind of got any opportunities further than that because he wasn't an outgoing, talk shit kind of guy. I turn up, I fight, I go home, and I get paid. So he never had the mass appeal. No matter what he was doing, he was never going to get any better shots than what he'd already had. He was supposed to fight, what's his face, he just fought Benavidez Yard, and it all fell through, which is a shame, because that was on a Riyadh card. But now he's retired, and that was that. Going back to the roots today, just relaxed, letting the technique of my punch be the power, not forcing it, whipping through the body. Back to less head movement, more punching. I don't know, I guess I can't see they will because he's got such a big following already, and I think his skill level alone, if he loses, he's only ever going to lose against world class, I reckon, because they're on about Gassiev next. So if he beats Gassiev, then, and he should beat him, he's got a world title and all that. After Gassiev, he's only going to fight top 6, top 7 people. So I think if he loses against any of them, everyone will be like, oh, he's young, which is good, because he is. And his skill level's so high for his age, I think people will forgive him. So I don't think he'll get buried yet. What a fighter. Yeah, unbelievable talent. Unbelievable. Talking about myself. And gone. I don't understand. Why leave a comment then delete it? Stand by what you say, people. Even if you spell it wrong, it doesn't matter. haven't had any abuse on here for a long time. I want some abuse. I don't know. I don't think they're the same. I don't think they're the same gym. Are they the same promoter and that's it? I think they're just the same promoter. I could be talking absolute bollocks. But I don't think they're the same gym. Wardley and Franklin are sparring partners. Wardley said he's never hurt Franklin in all their rounds of sparring. And then went and watched Itama go in there and obliterate him with one punch, 5 rounds, one big punch. It's a shame that that's the thing, another one, potentially, Wilder, if he wins, do Wilder and Itama. That's a good fight for Itama. But I don't think that's going to happen. But it's a shame. Like AJ, Fury, Usyk, they're not going to give him the time of day. And I even think, I mean, this is probably pure hype, I even think he beats Usyk. As good as Usyk is, very, very smart. I think Itama's footwork, his craftiness and his ability to get people moving, Usyk stands behind this, right? So if you can get people out of this shape, and they don't practice being out of this shape, they're exploitable. And Itama is very good at all his feints, and the nice back step, all his feints and nice back step, punishing jabs. I think he does Usyk. I think Usyk will be able to pressure him and all that. I think it's potentially his counter punching and his hand speed's too much. But Usyk's not going to give him the time of day, he's already said that. There's no way Fury's going to fight him. He'll make any excuse under the sun, he's too young. He's got no prestige, even though he has. AJ, I just don't think AJ wants Fury, and that's it probably. So it's a shame. But Dubois and Wardley, they'll fight him, I reckon. And that's a good fight. It's also a shame, I mean. Who else is there that's exciting at heavyweight, really? There's a kind of adequate challenge, there's no, and he's in a real weird heavyweight period. Bakole, he could fight, and I'd like to see that fight, but he'll smash Bakole. Zhang is a good fight, big, crafty southpaw, but he smashes Zhang. Zhang runs out of steam halfway through. Kabayal likes to stand at the body and bang, and I don't think you'll be able to close distance on him, on Itama. I just don't think there's anyone who poses a threat. Yeah, it's a great shot. And going backwards. So southpaw, again, Franklin with the high guard, which is very exploitable. And he brings the left uppercut around under the elbow so you can't see it. And up the middle as he's stepping backwards. Whack! That is a rare knockout, that's a hard knockout. For someone who's 21. 21. He's been boxing like he's been boxing for 40 years. I really think he could go down as one of the greatest of all time, depending on his career, if he stays injury free and stays away from fuck boys. Fuck boys is the problem when you're famous. Any kind of success brings the fuck boys. Apparently that was the issue with Dubois. With his Usyk camp, he had like 25 hangers on at the gym, going out partying the night before the fight. Not good. Only there for your money. Fuck boys. Keep your circle small. Keep your circle tight. Pete, yeah. Fuck yeah. Absolute Pete. What do we think? Alan Hrgovic. What do we think to that? Cheeky little fart then. What's who doing? Me? It's in the bag. Which later on, I think I mean, yeah, potentially. I'd love Dave to go in and win it. But You never know, do you? All the talk about him in his sparring, now he's a world beater, and then he goes into the ring and he just doesn't have it. I'd love him to win. Hometown show. If he beats Hrgovic, does it put him in line for a title? Like, entry-level title or what? Is it his last fight? Who knows? Hrgovic is alright. Nothing special. Beatable. I've got one bit of a beast and then they're left. Shame. These people, pussies, man. Still makes me laugh. It's always the people that have no clue about combat sports that come and leave a comment. You're not fit enough to lick my jock strap. Left, right, hook. Oh, I don't do leg kicks. You got to be careful with leg kicks in a street fight. But yeah, left, right, hook, lead oblique. When you say, you mean kick their lead leg oblique, so bat, 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 and then kick their lead leg oblique? What do you mean bat, bat, ha, ha? Because yeah, it's easier than you think to catch a kick. A lot of people's flinch responses are fast downwards, so kicks they'll go down and catch it without even realising. Then if they got your leg and they've got friends, they're going to put you on the floor and stamp on your head. Obviously, if you're trained, then it might work. You're going to be able to kick pretty fast and pretty hard. But again, yeah, flinch responses down are very fast. That's why people are good at like blocking body shots this way, which is really good for the puncher. I love that. Thank you. Their flinch response is this. So you just flick a glove low and then come up high. Same when I used to kickbox, fake a front kick. People would do this, hit them in the head. Another thing is potentially say you do MMA training, because you use the word oblique kick. We like that in MMA. So you're used to training on mats, probably barefoot. What, you're going out, maybe you've never kicked in your shoes before, or you've never landed a kick with shoes on, because shoes are also easy to grab, and shoes are also not the same grip as your bare feet. There's a slip right there. But better than all of that, don't get in a street fight. Just don't do it. The other side is if you get in trouble, nowadays it's 50-50 as to whether you'll get in trouble for using self-defense or you'll be let off for using self-defense. Fuck it. We've got too much to lose nowadays. Never a fan of oblique kicks. Used to get someone I used to spar with would throw him every now and again. And I have to have a word, like, look, no oblique kicks, otherwise I have to hurt you, and you keep throwing them and then I hurt him. They can talk if they want, Mr. Pearl. Mr. Pearl Necklace. And that's what I want. I want people talking on here. They're not, are they? I thought you could do oblique kicks. I thought oblique kicks were part and parcel of the sport. Yeah, that's what I'd say to this. Do a sparring. Look, we've both got to, we were hobbyists, kickboxing hobbyists. I was kickboxing for Team England at the time, but I wasn't getting paid. As an amateur. I've got work to go to tomorrow. If you blow out my knee, I can't earn my money. So fucking stop. And then he kept doing it, and I just had to bully him after that. Still do it now. I'll give you fair warning. This is my job. If you injure me, I can't do my job. Stop trying to knock me out. Otherwise, I'm going to have to hurt you. And I do. Only to the body. Try not to knock anybody out in here. Yeah, I thought they were still allowed. I know they're unsportsmanlike. I know a lot of people don't like them. A lot of people don't like eye pokes, but John Jones, Cyril Gahn, and all these people still do it. Gay. Who's gay? You. Just your self-confessional. It's good. Good for you for coming out. Very brave. It's 2026, so nobody cares about that anymore. But hopefully it makes you feel better. You know, your sexual preference doesn't make you who you are. It's just a part of you. Yeah, sure. What? I had a dude I used to spar with, Mike Clark. I think he was definitely European champion. I think he got a Worlds, and he's now got his own kickboxing gym around here too. And he's a good bloke. But he used to be able to side kick faster than I could jab. And I'm not bullshitting. When we box, we'd be very 50-50, and then as soon as we bring the kick, like we do our hands only rounds for our kickboxing gym, then he'd bring in his kicks. I just couldn't get near him. He's a monster. And had Conor Porter as well, multi-world and European champion. And unbelievably lucky to have such a good, talented sparring squad. That's why I got the brain damage I've got now. Tom isn't ducking, he's injured and now he wants the money. Yeah, I've took him before. Who, me? No. I don't. Where's he from? He's not here, he's Essex. Yeah, you know, have you seen all the stuff from his surgery? You know, his eye pokes are awful. Even in, so I poked myself in the eye last week or the week before sparring. I had the glove thumb punched into my eye and it wouldn't stop watering. I'm pretty sure I scratched the eye. It wouldn't stop watering for about 2 hours. And that's with gloves on. So fingernails going knuckle deep. It's something else. That's such a bad injury. And Tom got vilified for it, where Cyril Gahn always eye pokes. He's a scumbag. He's a cheating, shitty French scumbag. I don't care that he's French, really. But nobody calling him out for it. Everyone calling out Tom Aspinall for not wanting to carry on. Biggest fight of your life. You get poked in the eye. You can't see. Are you going to carry on, Dana? Yeah, Dana White's. So I'm off UFC now. I found that the product has been lacking. It seems like since they've got their $7 billion deal, they're running on bare minimum effort, right? Which is one thing that was annoying. I found that annoying. So, you know, they used to have great pre-fight build-up, really good embedded series. Used to put a lot of effort into the shows. Dana used to be enthusiastic. Always post-fight press conferences, pre-fight press conferences, you know. That's all gone. They're not really adhering to the rankings anymore. They're adhering to people's social media accounts. And if you've got a high social media following and you move the needle, you'll get whatever fights you want. And if you don't, you won't. Plus, all their big stars aren't fighting, and I think it's to save them money because it's all about shareholders now. That's what happens when you go corporate. You have to please the shareholders. It's your duty. So I think the next 10 to 15 years of the UFC is going to be dog shit. So they're pleasing the shareholders. They're putting on cheaper fighters, as in 12 grand to show, 12 grand to win at the Apex. Same with the Zuffa Boxing. They've splashed out 15 million and whatever for all these people. They get Jaya Pattaya, who is a huge draw in Australia. You could put him in the Melbourne Cricket Ground and probably sell it out. He's huge. And they have him fighting at the Apex in front of 1,000 people for the Zuffa World Championship. They're making big mistakes. Anyway, so there's that. I think the product is lacking nowadays. Then Dana White's most recent press conference. Dana White is on 20 million a year. someone brings up negotiations with John Jones, and he says, "Who gives a fuck? Watch the fights." Okay. Then someone says, "You've just earned a $7 billion dollar deal, over 3 years with Paramount, and you're now using AI in your live performances. Shouldn't you be paying artists? Who gives a fuck? Watch the fights." Then, you're not paying the fighters enough. Do you think that you need to be more competitive and have a better spread of the income like the NBA and blah, blah, blah? No, the fighters are looked after. And if you don't like it, watch something else. So, if the main man, imagine any other sport had their main man saying stuff like that, everyone would be in uproar. Dana doesn't care about us, the viewers. They've forgotten that the people that made the UFC what it is, after the fighters, is the audience. We are the paying audience. We pay with our wallets. Just stop watching it. Stop watching it. It's fucking shit. How dare he? 20 odd years I've invested into the UFC. Actual physical money, time, celebrating the fighters. And now they don't even promote their fighters anymore. It's crap. And Dana White's response is, "Fuck you, watch something else." So I will. Done. It's just stupid, man. Imagine I did that. "Oh, I don't like this in your gym." Well, fuck you, go somewhere else. Or you go anywhere. I like Mike Zambidis. He is also Iron Mike Zambidis, a very, very hard-hitting Greek kickboxer. But imagine you go to a shop. "Oh, excuse me, can you... your toilets are locked. Can you open them?" "No, fuck you, go somewhere else." So, Dana White can fuck off. And the UFC can fuck off. It's not what it was. Evening, afternoon, morning. Can't pay their fighters anymore, but he can have a gambling addiction and get paid $20 million a year. And I know he's lost a lot of his power in the UFC, but I don't know. I don't know if they ever will do that. Maybe they'll do a co-promotion, but I'm pretty sure they want to keep it separate. Because it just wouldn't, I don't think, in terms of audience retention, it wouldn't work. I don't think you could build up a storyline in either. You can't build up a storyline in MMA to then switch to a scripted event which looks bizarre to then go back to real live fighting. I don't think it kind of works that way. So they might flirt with it, but I don't think it's ever going to kind of mix. Oh, there it is. Split the knuckle again. Yeah, I think kind of like 2004 to 2016, 2017, that was peak UFC so far. Everything ebb and flows. I think they'll realise the mistake they're making and they'll correct it eventually, because otherwise they'll go out of business. It's just the way it works. So we'll have a return to UFC, just like boxing. So in that period, boxing was on the slope, and nothing was really happening in boxing. It was too territorial with its promoters. There were no massive cross-appeal stars, so no one really celebrated boxing. But then Turkey came in, and he's been throwing money at it, and now people are loving boxing again, and the right fights are happening. So boxing's going to take over for a little bit. UFC will... no, it didn't. We were on about this today. The decline of... it's about 2012. 2012 was the start of the decline of society. Interesting chat today. So now we're going to go full on for you. But the Mayans, their calendar ended 2012, right? They're saying it's going to be the end of the world in 2012. The Mayans, 2012, we predict the end of the world. And I can't remember who it was now. I was saying like, what they meant and what we found is that they were predicting the end of the world as we know it, and there'll be a shift in consciousness, as there always is. They found there's some kind of, I don't know whether they were doing it with civilizations prior or what. They found there was always a shift of consciousness which would then usher in a new age. I told you we're going a bit freaky now, a bit, and maybe they were suggesting that the end of the current consciousness, as in the golden age of humanity, which wasn't golden the whole time, mostly shit, kind of golden post World War II, which is a blink of an eye. Saying potentially that the end of the age happened, and then the new shift is this one we got now, where there's kind of no moral code anymore, do everything for money and possessions, and fuck everyone apart from yourself. Which has creeped into politics. Politics are now a popularity show. People are glued to their phones and their screens just so they're not bored, learning fuck all, wasting their potential, and just generally being miserable. Because nobody's doing what they want to do anymore, or having fun, and every hobby you have has to be, I mean this is my job, but every hobby you have has to be online, it has to be recorded, so that people will like it, and you can have it as your side hustle. Just do hobbies for hobbies. Love thy neighbour. I'm not saying be religious. If you are religious, more power to you. Yes, Caballero, how are you? But looking after each other and being kind to everyone. It's huge. And everyone walks around kind of insular, and I don't want to make eye contact with anyone. I make a point of going around and saying good morning to everyone and trying to look them in the eyes and all that. And everyone likes it. Everyone likes to chat. Everyone likes to meet people. Apart from the very few. Part of that really corny phrase of be the change that you want to see in the world is absolutely fucking true. If you're sick of everyone and sick of society declining, or humanity declining, start the humanity in yourself. I offer a lot of charity stuff through here, try and help as many people as possible without any financial recompense, which is fine. My bills are currently being paid. I'm very lucky in that regard, so I do have time here and there to help people out. And then I'm sick of the litter outside my gym, because people around here just drop litter. Every child that I have coming here, I ask them if they drop litter, and if they say yeah, then I have a go at them. All the adults, if I see them dropping litter, I have a go at them, and I go out and I pick the litter up every day, because no one else is going to do it. I've got to do it. No one else is going to wave to each other and say hi, so I'm going to do it. Every now and again, people, especially now, people are struggling with paying bills and all that. Oh, I need to cancel the gym membership for a couple of months just because just come for free. Just come for free. I'd rather you come in and enjoy yourself and then pay me later. It'll all work out in the end. Come in, enjoy yourself, learn how to box still. You'll be alright. And we all need more of that. One change that I did find, which has kind of helped me recently, which is stupid and bizarre, but I've stopped watching, tried to stop watching reels as much as possible, because I hate short form content, but I still sit there and every now and again get caught in the short form content hole, but I'll try and like and comment on everything that is nice and positive. People doing good things, family stuff, funny stuff, and all that, rather than people arguing, any of those wasters, like any influencer, any waster influencer. I've just stopped liking all of that, so hopefully it just disappears from my algorithm. That's one thing that's helped me recently. It's just a shame we got there. I was thinking, I didn't start posting online until 2019, so still less than 10 years and all that. And the acceleration into my life, yes, it's my job, yes, it's brought me in customers and all that, but I don't like it and I don't enjoy it. I like this. I like doing this. Hello again, how are we? I am on shorts. That's what I mean. I've got to be for this job. I don't like it, but it does bring in customers and it brings in chat and all that. But I never used to, and life was way better. I'd be less distracted in my thoughts about, God, I've got to make a video for this weekend, I've got to do a short for here, and I've got to do that, and I need to post on here, and I just be chill, there'd be no noise. It was great. And that was also my youth. Remember, there was no social media or internet when I was a child. Or there was only dial-up, and it was great. I've had quite a short life, but I've done a lot because we had nothing else to do. Stories that will never be posted online. Morning.
Morning.
Whereas nowadays people document the whole thing for likes and all that, which is fine, but yeah, I mean, you can put your gloves on again and try and work around your injury, or shadow box. If shadow boxing doesn't flare it up, get your shadow boxing out and like keep dipping your toe in the water. Depending on the shoulder, if it's your rear hand shoulder, good. It's going to make you work your front hand. This is the magic. We've got a guy in here at the minute who maybe hasn't taken me up on my wisdom, of which I have none. But if your rear hand's injured, glue it here, tape it here, fucking just keep it here, and okay. Your jab will be 7,000 times better than it was. You should, or just work footwork. I've got loads of footwork videos. Videos that can help you out shadow boxing wise. There's a lot you can still do. Don't let an injury hold you back. You're better than that. You can do it. I used to go to the cafe, sit, have a coffee and read in the sun. Good times. Just to sit and look out the window and just enjoy the view. Stuff, again, even that, people are like, what? Kids, I mean, like not normal people, but kids of like 14, what? Yeah, you just look out the window and look at the birds. You just enjoy nature, huh? Why? It's boring. Oh, my sweet summer child. That's a huge thing I highly recommend to all of you as well. Read books. This is the most illiterate and illiterate society and least comprehension in reading we've had as a society in the world for something like, I can't remember, even the Egyptians were more comprehensive with language than we are. Nobody reads anymore. It is so good for your brain. You want to be a better person, read books. Fiction, non-fiction, anything, read books. It's so good for you. I think it's English crime artist Akala saying the most rebellious act you can do nowadays is go to a library, and he's right. Yeah, so I do, again, it looks like I'm southpaw, but I do right hand, my rear hand does everything, it sorts out their left hand. And here's the pro tip for you. Jab, uppercut, or even uppercut, hook. Everything's done here. It's tight and it's small. Everything their right hand does, I do with here. There's a myriad of different ways for this one. Yeah, if you're not going to base yourself on head movement, which is totally fine, or if you're not going to move your head for the exchange, left hand, jab, uppercut, hook, uppercut, hook, double jab. When the right hand does come, because it will, there's your cross, there's your uppercut, there's your cross to the body, keeping it small. You've injured your right shoulder. Yeah. Popped out in 2021, but happened back in school, kept slipping out ever since. Yeah, I'll go to have a really sensible weight kind of, it's not a rehab, but it will be a rehab for you, but a sensible weightlifting program, only once or twice a week. If that, unless you really love it, and then do more, do what you love to do. But yeah, try and go light and sensible to start with, and build it up from there. And do try and work the muscle and the shoulder that's injured. All the time. Any injury, motion is the lotion. You need to move it. I've got a herniated disc in my back, a permanently herniated disc. It's always there. L4, L5, which is very, very common. Loads of people have it. I've had it since I've been about 21. Popped out in sparring actually. I got punched in the head in the guard and it bulged my disc. So I've got a herniated disc forever, and it's not a problem. It's not a problem. Oh, yeah, that is completely kidding me. We've got a ring road that goes nowhere with 1,000 exits on. Yeah, I did my driving test here too. Where'd you live then? But yeah, all your injuries, motion is the lotion. Don't stop moving because you're injured. One of the best things you can do with a bad back is walk. Don't just sit down. And if you're going to lie down, lie on a hard floor. You will recover so much faster. And that's the problem. A lot of people are averse. As soon as they're injured, they stop. That's a huge problem. So even if you say tear your bicep off the bone, if you work this arm, it still helps this arm to heal. I can't remember the science of it. The Jake Tuura, Twuura, check him out. He tore his lat off the bone, did all the rehab. He's a very, very smart strength coach. Did all the recovery for that, and training the opposite side still builds muscle on the opposite side. So if I injure this one and I lift with this one, I'm still going to put muscle on there. Don't know how, something to do with your brain and your body. Yeah, thanks for the subscription. Yeah, we're trying to get to 1,000, so maybe now we're at 1,000. I think I need 3 people. But yeah, always move. Hagley. You too. Kieran, have a great time. If you're anywhere near here, I've got a few people in Hagley who come here. It's not too far a journey. Come in, have a punch. Unless you moved away, that's what you mean. But thank you for your time, sir. Only got 10 more minutes or so. Don't know if you heard that one, but just did a big fart on that cross. Another big one, again, trying to be the change you want to see in the world. I hate that phrase, but it's so true. Is trying to get the kids, I'm talking like 15, thinking about, not their future, but thinking about them doing stuff. They just don't do anything anymore. I've got a 21-year-old client he's just started his first job this week and just wasn't interested. Well, mate, you're 21, you don't drive, you don't have a car, you don't have a job. But he was coming here and training, which is great. But like, you've got to do, your young life is nearly over. And you've done nothing. I very fondly look back at my youth. I love my life now, and I've loved most of my life, and again, very lucky. But I look back at my youth and I've spent it well. It's easy to not do, especially with fucking phones. Oh, pardon me. What we're saying then, people? Final question. Final point. What do we want to see? What do we want to talk about? Cool. That's a shit one. Best puncher in the UFC, I'd say currently Ilia Topuria. But again, I'm so out the loop. Not out. I'm out the loop compared to what I was. I'm so disinterested. and even more so now that even the people in charge don't care. I don't keep up. I don't particularly know any of the new guys. I know Elias, very crisp and hard hitting. So I'd say Elias Puri, but in another year's time I won't have a clue what's going on. And I'm glad to let it go. I'm so disinterested and disheartened. It's a shame. Again, I spent a lot of time. I've got so much historical enjoyment. Oh, fuck it, mate. Chael Sonnen fighting Anderson Silva, GSP and Matt Hughes, all that happening. Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, and all the Randy Couture drama. Tough One, I remember watching all of Tough One. I had all these things like Machida coming on the scene, the Pride takeover, the WEC takeover, being mad excited for Jose Aldo coming to the UFC. Got all this stuff that I look fondly back on at the golden age, and all pissed on. They couldn't give a shit. They could not give a shit about it. Such a shame. I'm surprised they put Mighty Mouse Demetrius in the Hall of Fame. I never thought that was coming. But rightly so. Probably the most skilled fighter of all time. Yeah, Chael Sonnen and Silva won. What a fight. Oh, could not believe it. I remember walking, was I in school or had I just finished? Walking into the town that I live in, thinking about Anderson Silva's last fight. So he just fought Talis Laitis and had a really crap fight. I was like, wait a minute, is Silva the bad guy? Because he was going through his bad guy arc. Like, is he actually an arsehole? Oh! Alright, let's do it. Right, team, have an excellent day. Is that a 6-wheeled monster truck? Big rig. Come on then, let's do it. Thank you for your time. Goodbye, everybody. I have to play monster trucks.